Hello, happy Thursday. It's Dr. Unati here. I just wanted to hop on here, say hello. I want to remind us on Saturday we have a date. We want to talk about our kids. We want to talk about depression and anxiety in children. Today, I just want you to just think about your own parenting. How is your relationship with your child? How is your relationship with your kids? Do you ever find your child or your kids withdrawing from you? Do you ever wonder why? And also, hello, see people coming on. I'm talking about our Saturday show here. We're gonna meet here at 10 a.m. MST, 7 p.m. South African time, and it's gonna be 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a global community. Let's talk about our kids. Do you ever find your child withdrawing from you? Do you ever wonder why your kids or your children withdraw from you, right? Do you ever go to the depth of it? Do you ever wonder why before you become reactive? And you know what? Our default, we usually react when our kids do that to us, right? We usually go on default, and a lot of times we go back to how we were raised, right? A lot of times our parents, when we did some cheeky activities, what did we get? Sometimes you get that towel or that spoon on your butt, right? But we are in the 21st century. Our parenting has changed quite remarkably, and I wouldn't expect any of you guys to still use the old parenting styles. Parenting has evolved now, right? What is your style, and how do you get through your kids, and most especially in the teen years where they know it all? How do you get through your children, because they know it all at that age, but at the same time they are vulnerable. That age group is quite vulnerable. They want to still have those hugs, those kisses, so how do you get through your children? So we're gonna explore all of that on Saturday, so join us. The question is, how do you get through your child or your kids when they are withdrawing from you? Or what is the reason? Do you ever find out what is the bottom line? Or you find yourself reacting? Our parents reacted a lot. There's so much unlearning in our generation. In our parenting, there's a lot of negotiation we do with our kids to get the results, So don't let other people blame your style for you to work things out with your kids, because this is how we gain trust with our children, when we have those negotiating styles. But on Saturday, I'm gonna cover here with you the parenting style that has worked for me personally, and also what is on the studies that works. It improves the relationship you have with your kids. It improves, and your kids, they get to share with you you know what, I'm at work, I'll be with you. Your kids, they get to share with you their most vulnerable moments, So how do we get you to that point as a parent? How do you not miss a depressed child? How do you not miss your child cutting, There's parents, one time I was watching, if you don't check out The Red Table here by Jada, and basically Will Smith's wife, she said she totally missed it when Willow was cutting. So how do you not miss stuff like that? Because it brings a lot of guilt to a lot of parents when you find out your child was cutting, you missed it. You don't know. And kids are very strategic. They cut and they wear long sleeves. You find that even in summertime, they will wear long pants. How do you get through your child and not miss such things, or even prevent them from happening, right? So that's what we'll be discussing here on Saturday. So come on, join us. Invite your spouse, invite your parents, because our grandparents also need to learn one or two things in this 21st century parenting, right? But you would probably agree with me, our parents they have changed. Since, in the last 20 years, our parents, they're even more nicer to our kids than they were with us. They were harsh with us, but, they did what they knew best. So there's a lot we can learn from that generation. But parenting has evolved. So many things have changed. We see it in practice, how things improve when you can negotiate with your kids. So join me on Saturday. We're gonna explore 4 types of parenting. I always add the 5th one, which I think it's very common in our parenting right now. There's a 5th one I'm not gonna share here with you, but join us on Saturday. It's 7 p.m. South African time, 10 p.m. MST where I am. And yeah, we're gonna talk more about it, because I just find, a lot of times parents don't know their kids, right? Do you know your child? Do you know your kids? Do you know what they like? Do you know what they don't like? What comfortable conversations or uncomfortable conversations do you guys talk about? So these are the things that, in this 21st century, if you are stuck with how your parents did it with you, oh, unto you guys, so there's so much kids share with us in these clinics. So I would like you to be on top of things. I want to share with you nuggets that could actually improve the relationship you have with your kids, because at the end of the day, I know that parents, they want the best, and they want to have these relationships with their kids, and they want them to succeed in life. But how do you also meet each other halfway? That's what we're going to talk about, because a lot of times depressive symptoms actually in kids, a lot of times the kids, we don't put them on medication. We just improve things at home. All right? A lot of times we improve things at home. All right? So come on Saturday, come and get nuggets to improve your home life, and you'll see the best in your child and also in yourself. Because most of the time when a child is depressed, a lot of times there's some dysfunction at home. A lot of times. I mean, there's exceptions, but a lot of times there's some issues between the parents, or sometimes there's a parental alienation, there's divorce, there's separation, kids are not coping, and also parents are not coping with all of this, because splitting is hard. Splitting is hard, and it's painful even to the people that are splitting. Okay, so these are the things that we see a lot in practice. So yeah, join us on Saturday. We want to connect with our kids more than ever, right? Because now we're raising our children in terrible times, guys. The world is waiting to raise our kids. If we are not present, unfortunately, the world is waiting to raise them. There's drugs. In our times, we didn't have access. I mean, our kids, they use the same phones we buy them to access drugs, the same money you give them, right? So there's so much abundance for them. I feel bad for them, and it's time for parents we are reconstructing parenting to work in the 21st century, so that we can build our children to be the best leaders in the world. We are building global citizens, all right? We are building global citizens. So you want to empower your children, and don't feel bad if you missed it. The best time to ever empower your child is between 0 to 6 years. If you are late, up to 11, but it's not late for you to reconnect if you did not get it right after 11 years, okay? So this is not to guilt anyone, but the key thing is what I find working in my own parenting, it's humility. In our time, we don't remember our parents saying sorry to us, but the best thing you can ever improve your parenting between you and your child is being humble. And not to say you are exchanging your adult self, your child takes over, but it's the negotiation you do between you and your child. And it has worked. It works, guys. It's in psychology. That's the best thing, when you can negotiate with your child to get best results. That would work between you and, right? So join on Saturday. We're gonna talk about all of that. I'm looking forward to connecting with you. And like I said, we want the best for our kids. And at the end of the day, each parent here wants the best. They want their kids to succeed. They want their kids to walk on those auditorium when they graduate. The best moment I always feel is the best for parents. It's when your child has done well in life, right? Each parent wants his or her child to do well in life, educationally, to do well in relationships. Those are the basic fundamental principles in life. You want your child to do well in the careers they will choose. You want them to have good marriage or relationships. You want them to have all those things. And how do we nurture that? When we nurture our relationships with them. As we raise them and as we send them to the world, they will attract what you've given them. All right? So join on Saturday. we're gonna have fun here, and hopefully we could come out of here better, you know. But don't remember this: be a humble parent, okay?